When we talk about teaching tech, it's so easy to get caught up in the features, right? The buttons, what this setting does, all that stuff. But what if the most important part isn't the tech at all? What if it's the human connection? Today, we're going to break down this incredible document. It's a blueprint for YouTube tutorial for seniors, and honestly, it's a masterclass in how to teach with empathy. All right, let's get into it.
So this is the big question, the one that this whole thing is built around. And think about it. This isn't about someone not being smart enough or just being stubborn. No, it's about a really deep, really human fear. The fear that you're going to break something, get totally lost, or just feel silly for not getting it. And the blueprint we're looking at, it was designed from the ground up for one reason and one reason only, to answer this question and just completely take that fear away.
Okay, so let's talk about the digital confidence gap. This is exactly why so many tech tutorials just don't work. They completely miss the mark. They just throw a bunch of instructions at you, right? Click here, tap this, do that. They assume you're already confident, but they totally ignore how the person on the other side of the screen is feeling. And what's the result? You end up feeling even more stressed out than when you started.
Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look how specific this is. This isn't a tutorial for just anyone. It's designed for a very specific group, seniors 55 to 80. And the goal? It's not just learn YouTube. It's to learn how to use it comfortably. But here's the key, the most important part. Their number one fear is pressing the wrong button. I mean, this isn't a small thing. It's a genuine anxiety that they'll break something or get into trouble. So what they really want isn't to become a YouTube expert. They just want to feel safe and confident while they're enjoying some videos.
And boom, there it is. This single sentence is the core philosophy of the whole thing. The goal here isn't to teach you about YouTube's algorithm or anything complicated like that. Nope. The real job is to just gently, step by step, take apart that fear. Every single decision in this tutorial, every word they chose, every pause they take, it all comes from this one simple, powerful idea. Okay, so we've identified the problem, right? Fear. Now let's look at the solution this blueprint offers. We're calling it a blueprint for connection because, honestly, it's about so much more than just passing along information. It's this carefully built method for creating trust. Trust between the teacher, the student, and the tech. It's all about turning that scary device into something you see as a helpful, friendly tool. So what is this blueprint exactly? I mean, on the surface, yeah, it's a plan. It shows you where to tap, what to type, but the real genius here is so much deeper. Every word, the super slow pace, every single step, it's all designed to make the person watching feel safe, feel capable, and feel like they are 100% in control. It's like building a psychological safety net, one little click at a time. And the whole thing is built on these 4 pillars. First up, a calm, patient tone. It never, ever rushes you. It literally says, take your time. Then you've got simple language, zero jargon, nothing that makes you feel like you're out of the loop. Third, it's got a laser focus on one small step at a time, so you never feel overwhelmed. And finally, and this might be the most important one, proactive safety. It deals with your fears before you even have a chance to feel them. Okay, let's see how this all comes together for the actual user. The way this tutorial is structured isn't just a random list of things to do. No way. It's a carefully planned psychological journey. The whole point isn't just to teach you a few skills, it's to slowly change how you see yourself. You go from thinking, I'm just so bad at this stuff, to feeling like, hey, I can actually do this. Just look at how smart this progression is. Seriously, it starts with the absolute easiest thing you can do, just opening the app. That's it. That's your first win right there. Then it connects the tech to something positive and personal, finding a video you want to watch. Step 3 is all about putting you in the driver's seat. You're in charge of play and pause. And get this, liking and subscribing, that's the very last step. And they make it super clear it's totally optional. No pressure. It's just genius. So here's the bottom line. The whole structure is designed to give you a series of small, easy wins. It's kind of like learning to swim, right? You don't just jump into the deep end. You start by just dipping your toes in. Each little success builds up your confidence, and that gives you the courage to try the next thing. It takes something that could be really scary and turns it into something that actually makes you feel good about yourself. All right, now we're getting to the absolute heart of it, the secret sauce, if you will. We're calling it the gentle teacher method. And here's the thing. The what, the actual buttons on the screen, that stuff doesn't change. But this method gets that how you explain those buttons is way, way more important than what the buttons even do. This one phrase, pulled straight from the instructions, this is everything. This isn't tech support, it's emotional support. Take your time. That phrase gives you permission to go slow, to not feel rushed. And then you are doing great. That's that little boost you need, the thing that fights back against that voice in your head saying, I can't do this. This right here is the soul of the whole approach.
And wow, look at this. The blueprint is super strict about language, absolutely no tech jargon. So it's not the UI/UX interface, it's just the screen. Something you can actually see and touch. A video doesn't render, it just shows up. And listen, this is not about dumbing things down, not at all. It's a really smart strategic choice. It's about using words everyone understands so that no one feels left out or confused. It's all about meeting people where they are. Okay, remember that number one fear we talked about? Pressing the wrong button? Well, this is how they solve it, head on. They don't just show you the right buttons to press. They actually point out the confusing ones and say, hey, you can just ignore these. They even explain what an ad is before you see one, so it doesn't startle you. This whole proactive approach just creates this safe little bubble where you know there aren't going to be any nasty surprises. So, if there's one big takeaway, it's this. The whole method is proactive, not reactive. It's like the teacher can see into the future. Because they have so much empathy, they can guess what you're going to be afraid of, what you'll be confused by, and then they build the solutions right into the lesson before you even get there. At the end of the day, it's not just teaching. It's really an act of care. So as we start to wrap this up, let's zoom out a little bit, because really, this isn't just about teaching YouTube to seniors. Not at all. There's a huge lesson here for pretty much everyone. I mean, think about it. If you're a manager, a doctor, a designer, even a parent trying to teach your kid something, this applies to you.
At the end of the day, this is what it all comes down to. The person who made this blueprint, they weren't successful because they knew every single thing about YouTube. They were successful because they were an expert in empathy. They actually took the time to understand what their audience was feeling, what they were afraid of, and then they built the entire lesson around that understanding with a ton of kindness and respect.
And that just leaves us with one last big thought to chew on. We spend so much time and money making our tech faster, our screens brighter, our algorithms smarter. But what if the biggest, most game-changing feature we could ever create wasn't hardware or code at all? What if it was just a deep, genuine sense of empathy for the person using it? What would that world look like? And more importantly, what would it feel like?